lives 1,000 lives before he dies, but a man who never reads lives only once. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Huda Rangari from class 12, 17, going on 18. Have you ever found yourself lost in the monotony of life, yearning for an escape from reality? Well, today I'll dive into the topic of escapism through reading and how these mundane moments can be turned into extraordinary ones by the help of books. Life can often feel like a series of boring routines, floating through work, school, and responsibilities. Most of the time, we want to add a spark of excitement to our lives, yearning for an escape. Well, let's talk about escapism then. I'm sure some of you have heard of the word before. Some of you may have heard of it in passing. Well, escapism is the tendency to seek distraction and relief from unpleasant realities, whether it be playing video games, indulging in your hobbies, or watching your favorite shows and movies. Escapism offers us a temporary respite from this world, provides us a safe space, an opportunity to escape, hence the word escapism. It isn't something bad or weird. It is a completely normal reaction to the pressures and stresses of daily life. Let's talk about escapism through reading. Reading is one of the most enriching and accessible forms of escapism. Whether it be exploring fantastical realms, solving thrilling mysteries, or reading about the lives of our characters through their perspectives. Escapism through reading offers us a gateway to infinite possibilities and broadens our horizons. But reading isn't just about escapism. It has numerous psychological and biological benefits. Studies have shown that it improves it improves cognitive function, reduces stress levels, improves our social skills, and the way we empathize with each other. For me personally, it improved the way I was able to express myself and expanded my vocabulary. My mother once told me that reading for the mind is like food for the body. So how did I come to love reading so much? Well, when I was a preteen, I used to think of reading as a very boring and basic hobby. I didn't know how anyone could like that because up until that point, I thought of it as just reading textbook, something you did for necessity. When I grew up and got my access to social media, specifically Instagram, I was scrolling through Instagram reels one day and there was a reel of a book, a certain series. I didn't know what it was. So I opened the comment section and the people there just talked about how they loved it. They said that it completely sucked them in and how it kept them on their toes. I could not relate with it because up until that point I didn't have an experience like that. So I was liking the comments, liking the reel and basically interacting with the reel. The Instagram algorithm thought that I really liked this. And so it recommended me more of these reels. I started consuming more of this content and eventually I caved and tried a book called Shatter Me by Tahir Mafi. So if you have heard of Shatter Me or if you have not, you would have at least heard about Aaron Warner. So I started reading this book and I completely loved it. I read it on the way to school, read it back to home, before I slept, after waking up, on the dinner table. I was completely sucked into it. I loved it. I used to dream of it in my sleep. So it was a wonderful journey. And when that journey ended, I wanted to go on another one. So I picked up another book, and then another, And that's how I fell in love with reading. So, as I said before, I fell in love with reading, and my first book was through Instagram. There is an entire online community on Instagram. Do you know what it's called? Yes, it's called Bookstagram. Do you know what the one on TikTok is called? Yes, it's called BookTok. So, online platforms and communities like BookTok and Bookstagram have provided a community to readers all around the world to come together and provide a safe space for each other. It's like an international book club basically. It is a safe space where we can exchange recommendations, discuss plot lines, tropes, all of the fun stuff. Some of my recommendations to the audience would be The Hunger Games by Susan Collins, To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, Shatter Me by Tahere Mafi, The Maze Runner, and The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. So these are one of my favorite recommendations. In conclusion, the mundanity of life may seem very overwhelming at times, and it might bring us down sometimes. But worry not. Let's embrace the magic of the mundane and immerse ourselves into the world of books, into a fantastical world waiting to be read within the pages of a book. Thank you.
Wow.